All right, here we go, boys and girls. We will be starting a new chapter. Just finished up the chapter 2 test, excuse me. So we're starting a new one. Before we get going, we're going to jump back into solving equations. So I want to do a quick review of solving one-step equations, although the new section is going to be multiple steps. So just want to remind you of a couple of things. One, when you have an equation, it's very helpful to put this line here so you know the left side and right side have to be balanced. Whatever you do to one side of the equation, you always have to do to the other. So the way that we solve equations is with inverse operations by doing the opposite. So you see x plus 7 equals 18. So we would subtract 7 from both sides of the equation, because again, whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. 7 minus 7 is 0. So there's just a plain x left here. 18 minus 7 is 11. So there's our answer. We can always check our work by taking the answer to the problem, plugging it back in to see if it works out. When you're doing a check, you don't do things to both sides of the equation. You keep them separate. Keep your left-hand side separate from your right-hand side. If it comes out to be the right answer, the same thing on both sides, you know your answer was correct. Number 2, again, whenever you're solving an equation, you always work from the variable side of the problem. The point of solving an equation is to isolate the variable, get the variable by itself. So I have x minus 5 on this side, so that tells me I'm going to add 5 to both sides of the equation. Add 5 to both sides. Minus 5 plus 5 is 0, so the x is by itself. Negative 7 plus 5 is negative 2. So there's my answer. Do not try to guess your way through these problems. Write them down and work them out. Number 3. A number next to a letter means multiplication. So the opposite of multiplication is division. When you're dividing, you need to divide by the exact value that's in front of that variable, the coefficient. I need to divide by that number exactly. Negative 4 divided by negative 4 is positive x. Negative divided by negative is positive 6. So there's the solution we're looking for. And finally, number 4. When I see this, that tells me it's a division sign. So just like here, the opposite of division is multiplication. So we divide, so we're going to multiply. Do the opposite operation. Multiply both sides by the same thing. Times 3 divided by 3 gives me x. Multiply those together, I get negative 15. So there's your refresher for one-step equations. We'll get more complicated as the rest of this chapter goes along, but there's your review and refresher for today.